Hello everyone, this is Heroes Trivia, and today we're starting a brand new Total War 3 Kingdoms campaign on the channel, and this one will be featuring the mod 190 Expanded. This is a mod that got updated this week, and it's made by Ironic, who also made the 207 Tribi mod, which we played before. So in this mod, the map is going to expand. We're going to have the entirety of the Korean Peninsula. You can't see it on this because this is sort of the default image that's provided in the game. And the western regions also expanded, and because of this, I decided to play as Gongsun, who has the best access to the Korean Peninsula. I'm going to build out my kingdom over here, and then compete with the rest of the map, whoever becomes the two other kingdoms. So we'll talk about Gongsun's history, but let's focus on the mod first. So there's 11 mods I'm using for this particular campaign. It's the recommended collection from the 190 extended mod, which you can find on the Steam page. The link will be provided in the description below. And all you have to do is subscribe to all 11 mods, put them in the same load order in your mod manager before you start the game, and you can play this mod too. It adds a bunch of new playable factions, many with new faction mechanics, including Gongsun faction, which has the domestic and foreign affairs, 2 resource bars that play off each other. You can choose to go towards the Han side, which would be domestic affairs, or sort of the nomadic side, which is the foreign affair, and get different bonuses, which we'll take a look at once we load into game. We also have some faction unique unit, the Liaodong Headhunters, which is a dual axe user, and we have the Liaodong Rangers, which is a range cavalry. Now, we'll be giving feedbacks on the mod as we play. Ironic's in my Discord server, and he's the creator of the mod. So we'll talk about some of the things as we play the game. The historical background took a lot of hard work, but unfortunately I don't think Gongsun historical background is right. So they talk about him being, absolute poverty. That is just not true. The rest of him being stone-hearted and strong-willed warrior, that part is true. He did take over the Liaodong commandery with an iron fist. We'll talk about his historical background as we load into the game, as we see his full court, and talk about how we plan to play the entire campaign. But overall, this is a very flushed out mod. It's still a work in progress. There's still some factions without any mechanics. But overall, definitely a lot of work went into it. Definitely appreciate having a new update to play. Map expansions are great. Now, there are a few things. The Korean Peninsula, the map editor allow you to put commanders in there, but you can't change the land feature, so it's going to be covered in dense forests, just can't be edited, and I got a heads up from Ironic about that. That's fine. I think it's not really going to slow down movement by too much. There seems to be roads connecting different commanderies, and for some of the tough terrains, we'll just treat it like, walking through the Naman forest or the desert out west. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. And we also have a unique building. This we'll take a look at in game. Essentially just the palace building chain, and it plays off of your 2 resource bars. That's pretty much it. We're going to be doing this on romance. We're going to be doing legendary, 40-minute battle timers. Pretty standard stuff, and let's hop into it. Alrighty, as we load in, there's no missions, but there is a setup screen. You don't have to do this, but we're going to do a few options. We're going to go ahistorical here to keep Hwaseong and Anguo alive. As part of this package of mods, we have the MTU characters. Now, Anguo is fictional to begin with. Hwaseong dies historically, but the characters are made, so let's see them. We can give all the empty land currently to looters, which sounds like a good idea. And we can choose how to deal with the Naman. We can leave them alone as it is. Small tribes, they have to unite. We can destroy them. We can put them under one faction. And there's one where they puts it under, 5 of the main unique art characters. That one's currently broken. Don't press. We're just going to leave them alone as is. Not going to change anything. And then this one, I don't want to risk the crash, so we're just going to disable this. Shouldn't change the game. Donjo's going to die anyways. And let's look at the map. That is the major change in this mod. We have a very flushed out Korean Peninsula. And then if we look to the west, we have an expansion over here in the desert to the north of Shorefang as well. So originally the game ends right here. These 3 little counties are the last ones, but now we have, I think, 10 additional counties to the north, northwest. And over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 new counties added. So we'll be building our kingdom on this side. Should be fun. and we'll take a look at our faction. There's a few changes from TPU and MTU that's added in, so all the characters should have art, or most of them, and some will have unique backgrounds. So Gongsun is our faction leader. He did not grow up in poverty. Now, he does not come from a super notable clan. Gongsun as a surname is really common in this region of China during this time. And if you trace back to the origin of this surname, it's a pretty interesting one. It's like the Western version of things like Johnson, which represents sort of heritage. Gong is a nobility title. It roughly translates to marquise if you're looking for equivalencies. And Sun means grandson. So back during the Zhou dynasty, when it was more or less a feudal system, the king of Zhou was basically giving out land to small noble lords that would be, swore loyalty as a vassal to the Zhou dynasty. And Gong would be a pretty common title given out, and you're assigned to a piece of land. The structure of Chinese naming system was not very well developed in those periods. We're talking about more than close to 1,000 years in the past from the Three Kingdoms period. So that's how far away it is. Naming structure wasn't really set. So you might have the surname as Ji, which is sort of like an imperial line surname, but you're given a nobility title, you go to a certain land. Some of them will take the name of the land as their new surname. Some will take the name of their nobility title as their new surname. And for those who maybe got the Gong assignment, some decided that they were going to adapt to their nobility title to show off. So that kind of separates them from their original imperial clan. And then their grandkids or future generation decided that, we're no longer nobility, but we want to show off our lineage and status. So we're going to call ourselves Gongsun, which is sort of the origins of this surname. And that sort of kept, and that became a more standard surname going forward. So when you see something like this, it's pretty common in this region, and they're not related. So Gongsun Du and Gongsun Zan, for example, are not related by blood, even though they have the same exact surname. And his youth, his father was an official, very minor official, working in Xiangping in Liaodong. That's his home commandery. He broke the law and had to flee. So he had to escape as a criminal. And he went to a place called Xuantu, which is a separate commandery, actually. So technically, we're drawing maps. It should be a small commandery over here and another small commandery over here called Xuantu. But in this case, the game only uses one. That's pretty common in the north. You have a lot of small commanderies that's combined together just to make the game make more sense. So Xuantu is here as a county. That's fine. But they ran over there and they basically fled from the law. Gongsun Du was able to get a job with the local administrator, who is also a Gongsun clan member, but not related to them. The reason being is when Gongsun Du was young, his name was Gongsun Bao, a different name. And that happened to be the same name as the son of the local administrator, who died in his teenage years. And they happened to be very close in age. So the local administrator saw him as his son because of the name, similar age, and just from grieving for losing his son, he sort of got attached to Gongsun Du. And Gongsun Du got a job from that. Gongsun Du got educated from that. He got a marriage from that. Even though we don't know who he historically married, the game gives him Ni Tingping, which is fine. And TUP gives him the Monarch of Liaodong, which is a decent background bonus. We get character experience for unit per season. Pretty standard stuff, similar to what you get on the Sentinel tree, which is actually pretty bad for leader positions. You'll get this as a bonus and you get starting rank. I think that's pretty much it. It's not someone who we will ever assign as one of the prime minister roles or heir. She has a building upkeep discount, which is so-so. If we have a really, really developed city with buildings that require building upkeep, maybe this becomes good. But overall, we're probably just going to keep her maybe on assignment as a Sentinel character, giving us building discount. So we don't know who he historically marries. There's no record of it, but he gets married, set up by the administrator, who takes him in as though he was his son. And he gets through that relationship from the minor position, gets to work in the imperial court, gets promoted, ended up as high as the prefect of the Ji province, which is Han Fu's job right now. and he got the post in early 180s and lost it pretty soon after. And the reason why he lost the post is due to natural disasters, not his fault, but because how people understand nature during this time and how the emperor is seen as sort of divine representation with the mandate of heaven. If you have bad natural disasters, it's sort of symbolizes something's wrong with the government, and people have to, take blame for that. If you have a solar eclipse, for example, maybe the Grand Excellency would have to resign because of that. Doesn't mean he can't get his job back later, but he has to take action to kind of appease the nature. The emperor obviously wouldn't abdicate, but he would have to perform different rituals and ceremonies. People are just more superstitious with their knowledge of nature and the blame of certain nature event on the government. So he lost his job because of that. In the early 180s, lots of natural disaster in the north, which led to the Yellow Turban Rebellion. And after he lost the job, he ended up getting appointed back to his home commandery in 189, thanks to Dong Zhuo. So Dong Zhuo would take over the court, and there's a lot of openings to assign. And he, as someone who had previous civil affair, experience, gets recommended by someone who's also from his hometown named Xu Rong, who is one of the top generals in Dong Zhuo's army, the guy who beat Cao Cao and Sun Jian in the early period of the coalition. And he gets this job. So he goes back to his hometown as its new administrator. Now, the people in his hometown did not really welcome him because his father is the criminal who escaped. So they kind of looked down on him. And when he put his son, Gongsun Kang, our eldest son, into the military, very low rank. He got his son into the military, only appointed him Wuzhang. Wuzhang means captain of 5, which is like the first officer position that you have. He's in charge of 5 guys, right? That's the minimum sort of captain position. That's not a regular soldier. And in that position, he gets picked on by local officials. So Gongsun Du goes on a killing spree to kill some of the local gentry clan and officials to kind of seize control, show that he means business, Iron Fist take over, and sort of consolidates himself in this region. Creates a pretty good refuge, a good market system, naval trade. You have some scholars coming over. He starts getting ideas that he wants to kind of, detach himself from the Han, become an isolated warlord with some semi-autonomous rule. And that's recommended by some advisors like Yang Yi, who is one of the guys who recommended him to have this idea that the Han is weak, and this is our chance to kind of set ourselves up. So not all the scholars that came to him stayed with him because of his ambitions, and some didn't even want to come to him. For example, Liang Mao here, he was getting appointed to go get a job, I think, in Lelang, or Daifeng, another commander down south. He was appointed as the official over there. He had to pass by Xiangping. And since he's a renowned scholar, what Gongsun Du decided to do is basically hold him hostage and says, you're working for me now. And that region that you are going to go administer kind of falls under my control. Too far on the frontier for the Han Imperial Court to control, especially as the court, gets shuffled between Li Jue and Guo Si and then Cao Cao and so forth. So he gets, held hostage for there. He works for Gongsun Du and then his son Gongsun Kang. He's the one who talks some sense into Gongsun Kang when Gongsun Kang considered fighting against Cao Cao. And Gongsun Kang decided in the end to execute Yuan Shang, Yuan Xi as they escaped north. And that kind of appeased Cao Cao, who gave them, official appointment to the region, which kind of how they consolidated power for 3 generations. Eventually, until our grandson, Gongsun Kang's second son, Gongsun Yuan, got too ambitious and started flirting with Sun Quan down south. Got some goods there and then cheated Sun Quan, but it became pretty clear he was not going to be loyal. So Cao Rui decided to make a move against us, and eventually Sima Yi came by and wiped us out. That story, you can check it out, our lore series. We talked about in both Sima Yi's lore series, and we also have a 4th Kingdom of Yan Let's Talk lore series on the channel for those who are interested in the Gongsun clan's history. But that's pretty much how we're going to play. Now we have a second son here, Gongsun Gong, who's the neuter castrate. Now this kind of predates when he actually gets castrated. So what happens timing wise is that we have 2 sons. Gongsun Khan takes over when we die of old age, and Gongsun Kung dies relatively young, not super young, but in his late 30s, early 40s. And his son, his oldest son, was a political prisoner on exchange to the city of Ye under Cao Cao's control. His second son was still a teenager, Gongsun Yuan. So when that happened, he gave the position to his younger brother, Gongsun Gong, who eventually developed the sickness, and during the treatment, they had to castrate him. I don't know what sickness he had, but the treatment ended up with his castration, which is why he, I guess right now he has the unique trait, but he shouldn't. And after that, he became seen as sort of a weak leader. And he wasn't super ambitious either. Eventually, when Gongsun Kang's second son, the one, his nephew who didn't get to inherit, Gongsun Yuan, grew up, seized control of power from his uncle, imprisoned his uncle, sort of had a usurpation, internal usurpation within the commandery. And it was frowned upon by the central government of Wei during that period, but because they were so busy fighting Zhuge Liang with the northern expedition, they decided to appease him. So instead of, blaming him for the takeover from his uncle, they acknowledged his takeover. So Gongsun Gong became sort of a prisoner under house arrest for a long period until they eventually decided to wipe out Gongsun Yuan. And then he was released. He's the only survivor of the clan. Sima Yi spared him. The main reason being, he was already neutered. He wasn't going to have any more kids, so just let him live, and he's probably not going to enjoy his life. And then once he dies, the Gongsun clan just ends. This line of the Gongsun clan, this particular Gongsun clan. There's plenty more Gongsun clan around. So you can see he has a pretty bad satisfaction debuff when present. I think we will just never summon him onto the field. That would just be bad, so we're going to avoid that. Aside from that, let's see. We're going to check out our early holdings. Now, Laosi is our capital. That's a bit unfortunate because that's from the base game. The map ended here in the base game when it was released. It was eventually expanded to Liaodong, and the capital stayed in Laosi. We should be here. In the future, I think I'll spend the 5,000 and move it just to be historically accurate. And the reason why this is a good capital for us, I guess historically speaking, is that we have the Liao River protecting us. The geography of this region, one thing is it's cold, it's mountainous, it's a lot of forests, but also very difficult to get to. There's a small crossing, there's a city here called Liao Sui, I guess represented by that bridge, that controls the passage of the Liao River. The Liao River floods a lot. The sea level was a lot higher during the 2nd century. And this entire region was marshland. So it was very difficult for armies to encamp and attack from here. So that became a natural barrier. On top of that, it was very hard to keep supply for the army because China is very mountainous. It's not very represented accurately by the game map because it would just be very difficult to move around if so. Technically, most of this entire area here should be mountains. There's a very thin strip of land that is on the coast that you can move supplies, but you can't move supplies during the whole year because of the rising sea level. There were seasons where it would flood. So the supply going north was very difficult, pretty much ended around here. This was a very natural defense that was pretty good until the sea level started going down a little bit. That happened, I guess, around the Song Dynasty. It's been 1,800 years till, Three Kingdoms, geographic features change. Things like the coastal region of Guangling. Most of this should be submerged. This is more accurate to the modern day map, which is not how it looked back then. And that's just too difficult to match up. But there are hints. Like there are cities like here that's called Lianyungang, which means the connecting cloud harbor, right? Very pretty name. It's not next to the ocean anymore because sea level changed. Back when it was founded as a city, it was on the coast. But over the course of thousands of years, the sea level dropped. And now it's not on the coast anymore, even though it has the name that has harbor in it. So things like that happened. And when we look at maps today, like the flow of the Yellow River changes. It's one of those flatbed rivers, so it's kind of on sea level. Similar to things like the Mississippi River Delta, when the river flows down, the course change often every year. Unlike the Yangtze River, which is kind of stuck between cliffs, and this will just never change its course, which is why in Chinese this is called Changjiang. Jiang is used as a term for the river. Jiang do not change course, but Huanghe, he as a term for a river, means it's a river that changes course. So things like that are difficult to represent in game. We're going to be expanding this way because I want to see the new map. And we'll try to make peace with everyone on this side to give us time to do so. We'll start with the trade deal. Okay, so the faction behind us, which I guess represents either like the Fuyu kingdoms or Gogoli, probably Gogoli actually, like an early Proto-Korean kingdom, wants to trade with us, but I don't want to trade with them. 3.8. I'm gonna pay to do this. What items did we start with? We got a shaman, we're keeping that. Local administrator. Ooh, they changed it. The stats are different than the base game. There's corruption reduction on this. Okay, interesting. So, what do we want to do here? Well, they also... Okay, Tycoon's also stronger. Interesting changes. I could drop this. This is not that useful. We don't have a minister right now, and I don't really care about it. 0.5. I can pay for the 0.5. It's not going to be very much. $26, I think. Yeah. And we get 380. The value of the trade, for those who don't know, depends on two things. Resources that you both have, and pull together. Let's say, for example, if we have the same amount of trade influence, which I think we do, or maybe not, we have a slight bonus trade influence because we have a lumber. But assume we both have 100 points, right? Easy math. Then the total trade value here is actually like 760. We have the same trade influence, so I get half, he gets half, and then we get the 380 per turn. He also gets 380 per turn. If I had higher trade influence, it just divides the ratio. So if I had 200 trade influence, he had 100, the same trade value is still, 760, I would get 2/3 of that. He gets 1/3 of that. So that's how the math for the trade work, and the total trade value shifts depends on what resources are, shared between you two. This is the Wuhuan tribe's representation in the mod. And they're in Liucheng, which is the city that Yuan Shang, Yuan Xi ran to. Cao Cao would chase. It's the famous, White Wolf Mountain battle where Cao Cao took Guojia's advice, and instead of taking this regular path that, is flooded, he decided to take a mountain path. And they blitzed them. They caught them off guard. They weren't expecting it. They bumped each other in the mountains. Zhang Liao led a very brave charge, wiped them out, took the city, massacred them. And then on the return, they had no supplies and no water, no food. It was a very difficult return, and Guojia died of illness on that march. His idea. Died way too young, but sometimes that is how things go. So I think that's the only diplomacy option that we have. We're not at war with anyone that we know. So we could maybe look at people starting items. If there's anything that's like really good, we can maybe take a look at them. Of course, Dongzhuo is the one who recommended us to the job. He's not going to be starting out a war with us. That weapon looks pretty nice, but I think we can pass on that. We already saw his items. We're attacking him first. Ooh, that is new. Mastercraft. Oh, that is not new. That is in the that's in the game files. It's just not in the actual game. They dug it out for the mod. Not bad. Nothing we really want to trade for. So this army here, we're going to take a quick look at it, and then we're going to say goodbye to it, because the first thing we got to do is colonize. Since the path there's like a invisible road, but if we don't want to just crawl through forests, between settlements there are roads. So that's the path we have to take, and we have to colonize first. So we need to save some money for the colonization, and then we'll build out our army there. Hyunto. I mean, they're going with a Korean Hyun, which I think it's like Hwandu, right? That's Hwandu's capital. The capital of Gogoli during this period gets burnt down by Guanqiujian when he marches this way, and then Guantujian goes south. So we'll do the same thing. These are a faction unique unit, Meldon Rangers. I'll comment on them real quick. 200 range, 40, 11 damage, which is pretty good for archer damage. 10 firing rates, fine. 17 ammo, those are fine. It's a pretty slow cavalry, 75 speed, because he has 45% armor. So it's not exactly a light bow cavalry unit as they describe. I think if you want to go with that description, maybe drop the armor and then boost the speed. I'm assuming Ironic's going to be watching this. He probably will. The sword weapon is fine, 30 attack speed, low damage, low charge, 92 charge. I guess, you know, it's not super high, but it's understandable. It's more of an archer cavalry unit than like the White Horse Fellow, which is doubles as a really good, you know, charging cavalry unit. This is pretty balanced. I guess if we want to be the light bow with mobility, then add the speed but drop the armor. A little bit pricey. We're gonna be dealing these. The Liaodong Headhunters, so assault unit, medium axe infantry, they have the 45% armor, they have 34 evasion, which is actually on the lower side, but since they're a shock unit, I can understand that. They cause scare, which is great. They have no shield because it's dual axe, they have the shield breaker, those are all normal. Why is their charge 24? That's like less than militia units. Aren't they a shock assault unit? This number should be like 124 in my opinion, to make more sense. So that I think needs a fix. Attack rate of dual axe 30 is pretty good, damage is really good, aside from the charge. The charge makes them actually kind of bad. I don't know if we actually want to recruit them because of the charge bonus. So, I mean, the mod update's new. We'll let them figure it out. They'll probably update it, but that's just my feedback on the unit. We're also going to be dealing with these. Now, our son. What are we going to do with our son? He is our heir. If we let him stay in the army, he's not going to level up that fast. I think it's better if we find him a assignment job in the future. So, also we have no items. So I think I'm actually going to recall him. We currently only have one assignment job. Now, because I want to make this our capital, I'm going to develop this. So we're going to throw in our wife. Once she's in and we get the -1 turn as well as a discount, we'll upgrade this to a town. In the meantime, we'll go with the free tax building because, you know, we don't really care about the public order. We'll farm it, probably. We have the cruel trait, which has the -4 public order, which is why it's going to be negative. Now, they did change it where we get 10% income faction-wide. I don't think this was a thing in the base game. Unbreakable when attacking, just the general. Also not a thing for Brave in the base game. So there are a lot of tweaks, which are pretty nice to see. The units that give recruitment bonus seems to have this thing where they have to wait till 20 turns. That's a good change. So people can't, you know, flip them around and get all the good units on everyone. Something I do all the time. So this will control us in that department. Faction-wide bonus, we get some melee damage for melee infantry. So base damage, well, keep that in mind when we recruit. I kind of want to get Yang Yi into the army just so that we have a Flame of the Phoenix and also that we have the extra movement. It's going to cost us a penny to get them out, but I think it's going to be worth it. And we would probably take our strategist as well because he has campaign movement range as well. And there's replenishment on his armor. So those are really nice. Alright, nothing else too crazy. So we also move farther once we drop our units. The infantry slow us down. We're just going to go colonize this. We can march on this first now. Let's move him faster. Yeah, you can see the road. Or else the forest will never move this fast. We can't, there's no map editor, so it's just there. We'll just have to kind of follow the pathing that the game gives us. Aside from the buildings, I think we're good. So he's not going to use the shaman. We'll have him lead and then give him the shaman, basically. Probably give him this too. Alright, the weapons aren't changed. Early on, I think we just boost the instinct for recruitment discount, and then we shift it to something more useful. Right, she's going to do most of the assignments now. If we get an extra assignment, he will join. In the meantime, the brothers can maybe farm some rebels for us. And then we'll obviously get more generals going forward. There's no change to these, but I think they changed the salary. So family members gets a 50% discount, but the base salaries change from 150 to 50. So they're only 25. They're not free. They're 25. Regular characters who are not family are 50. The salary increase for the job, instead of 350 is 175, so it's half for the promotion. I wonder if they changed the title cost then. No, the title cost still full price. So if they're going to do half for everything, maybe half the title cost as well, just as a comment on the mod changes versus the base game. Or else feels like the title's not a good value in this case. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we can talk about our domestic and foreign fare. It's a pretty simple mechanic. There's not too much to understand. If you gain one, you're going to be losing points in the other. Like, for example, right now we're in this tier. It's going to drop the foreign fare by 25 points per turn, so it's going to go down pretty quickly. And we can't keep both high. We can only max one and then drop one to 0, because like at max tier domestic, for example, the minus foreign is 150 per turn. That's just nothing we can do about it. We get upkeep discount for Han units, we get diplomacy bonuses with Han unit, and we get imperial favor. The opposite is true for foreign affair. If we can get that 20% for non-Han units, diplomacy bonuses with non-Han factions, which I guess with bandits, yellow turbans, and any of like E01 tribes, for example. It's a pretty straightforward mechanic. And the unique building chain. So this line is the domestic line. We get plus 10, minus 20. So you'll never outdo the minus 150. Right? Pick one, you're going to get that one. We get the extra administrator with this. We get 120% local income. And we also can get Han followers. We can only build this once because this is still the palace building. But these, I think we can build multiple. So it's going to be weird. I don't know how this works. I don't know if we can build multiple versions of this. But if we can, like, maybe we can stack points differently. I don't know how it works, but overcoming 150 is pretty much impossible. These give corruption reduction like they do in the base game, but they also have non-Han followers. So I wonder which followers are classified as which. Followers are the items in your general's inventory, right? So maybe ones that recruit, like, you know, foreign units will be a follower that we can get. Depends on what the mod has. We'll bump into them. Adds a little replayability if you want to go like a foreign affair route in the future versus going domestic one time, which is what I'm going to be doing here. And we can see all the new factions. That's definitely a Korean name. Alright, 4,000 buck down the drain. I'm gonna wait on that. We'll just hover here for a little bit. I want to build these up first. And we also want to save a little bit of pocket change so that we can recruit generals when they pop up. Yeah, aside from that, quick turns. Yeah, 4,000 for colonization is just too expensive. Okay, working with the E01 tribe. Good for them. This is a bandit character, I think. Oh, no. Spy bonus. Feels like a bandit background, though. That's a bandit character. From the E01 tribe. Is he a spy? Can you be a spy and loyal at the same time? I mean, can you be a loyal assassin? You could be a loyal assassin. You're just loyal to one side. Tempting character, but if we're gonna wipe them out, I don't think they can spy, can they? They don't have the faction rank to spy. But like, why did he leave? It's not worth finding out. He doesn't even have the skill right away. Alright, so right now we don't have to pay anyone for recruitment. This building is fine. We don't have to do anything else here. We're gonna just take this now. Get ourselves an iron mine. Not too bad. And we're gonna take this turn. It's gonna cost us 2,000 to get them out. He is not gonna level up in time to pick up flexibility, because his mom is doing assignments for us. Very important assignments. So I think we'll just wait. Alright, they're summoning. We're not at war, so I don't expect them to attack. They somehow have a rank 4 city. I mean, if it represents Huandu, which is sort of this mountain fortress that the Gogoli had as their capital, I guess having a small city makes sense. I mean, Huandu, Huando. I think it's the right one. Alright, we'll first get them on the field. Probably not going to get any cavalry units. We need siege weapons, I guess, given that they're a small city. And then we'll get some infantry unit on him. Now, these are new units. Sort of the heavy version of these. So like, we go from militia to medium tier to heavy tier. I think we get the heavy tier because we have this item equipped, right? Corresponding unit for recruitment. Sword officer. And if we look at these units, like Saber Militia, 94 charge. How come the faction unit Level Headhunter has 24? Like 24 feels like a typo. Like you can't have like 124, right? That feels right. That's like the sweet spot. I think we're gonna go with these Veteran Saber Infantry, right? We get good shield, 65%, 55%. Why are they different when they have the same shield? This is the gourd shield, right? Looks like a gourd on the top. That little bump, it's for, you see the helmet here? See that little shape? That bump goes right there, covers your face. And then these little slits, you can put your spear through that. Pretty standard shield in I guess, later Three Kingdom period. It's more popular during the Jin Dynasty. Yeah, I think we end up going... They're cheaper upkeep, cheaper recruitment, pretty similar combat values. I mean, there's more armor piercing, but we give 15% base increase to melee, so we get 50% off 26 here for their attack damage. Slightly higher evasion. Worse armor, but that's fine. 10% more range block chance and lower morale, but higher charge bonus, higher attack speed. I think we take these. Higher attack speed is definitely very attractive. So we'll end up recruiting a few of those. We'll recruit some trebuchets, maybe some crossbows. Question mark? Do we need crossbows against this? Peasant club? New units? Hunters? Peasant spear? Yeah, I feel like we can run over that army. The garrison's probably the strongest part. I can't really do trades because the trade partner would be the faction we want to attack. We can't get discounts on mines. We have a new iron mine. We can maybe build that up. Get a little public order to slow down the loss of public order. Oh, we actually do need food. This region is not exactly known for being very plentiful with food, so we might need to upgrade some of the green tree pretty early here. Yeah, we might just go down this route. We can't upgrade this until this is at least a large town, so I don't have the money to pony up for that. We want to spend the money on a second building here next turn. And then the army eventually. Not right now. No thanks. I wonder what the battle map's going to be. It's going to be all forest when we fight? If we fight in the open, of course. Oh. Looters? Faction Council looters? Alright, scratch our plan to attack. We have to go back. Faction-wide satisfaction. So it's nice to just grab him. And can be a good administrator. Well, question mark on the administrator. Actually 25% on commerce, 15% on everything. Feels very useful as a character. What tool? Everyone leaving Hanfu, huh? Oh, okay. Armor's pretty standard, but just the 5 points of satisfaction automatically without him being in any position helps a bunch. Sure. We'll go back first. It's one turn of movement, not a big deal. It's like we don't have the money for the attack this turn anyways. Alright, well... Ooh, the income are nerfed. 60? 45? Wow, tax building became so good. What is going on here? Why did they nerf the base income on these? I guess tier 1 was such a good value to justify... Yeah, okay, I understand why they did it. Because previously, like, tier 1 is like the best build. Right, you get like 100 plus the 10% right away, and then the upgrade is so marginal that it doesn't justify the cost. So now it's like you get nothing, and then the upgrade gets you quite good, and then you equate back. The final form is like the same as the base game. They just changed the upgrade, the rationale behind the upgrades. Yeah, I can get behind this. It's not. Yeah, it's like instead of 100 jump all the way to 500. Oh, they gave this construction cost discount. At tier 5 though, like the logic here is kind of broken, right? You like this buff, by the time you get to like 10% or like 5%, 10%, something reasonable, like you're already done building your commandery, right? And they changed this to corruption reduction faction wide. Wow. Interesting. Okay, let's. Anything else get changed? Are these useful now? Nope. Oh, this got toned down. Instead of like 190% commerce, it's now only 120%. Only 100 income on tier 5? Wow, tax buildings are great. Wait, plus 4 food sold on market? Plus 4 food? Why would you ever build this then? Like, why? Wait, I don't understand. I get plus 10 food. We go down to plus 4. We get 30% more income from peasantry and additional 90 points of commerce that didn't exist. Same population growth. Over here, we dip local food production. So that's just another way of saying instead of 4 food, we get 3, right? I mean, of course, you have like a farm and something else there, then you reduce that too. But you essentially, just looking at the building myself, you get 3. 120, 120, 25%. Okay, so these two are close. These two are close. Depending on how much trade you have going on, decision between this is iffy. But this is pretty good. This is very bad. What is going on? Why are these so different? There's a peasantry percentage boost. Public order, still iffy. Yeah, these where I looked at, they're similar at the last form. Oh, schools give culture income. Everyone has quorum building? What is this? Encouraging a new form of currency. Culture. Okay, this is the same. A little bit more experience, a little bit more replenishment. It makes this building better. It was already pretty good as just the seasonal deployment building. 100% from industry. Why discrimination against armor? Why is the armor industry only 75% boost and bows are 100% boost and then weapons are 75% boost? Like, did we? So I guess, okay, so the argument could be made that, you know, you use the resources like iron into making weapons and armor, and then the bows didn't use them, so they give a higher boost. It still feels wrong that you have to choose like that. All right, these are pretty similar. Already looked at those. Okay. Wow, taxes are great. We're gonna tax everywhere. Oh, there's also sub buildings. Okay, so these are tool maker sub buildings. And then in this area we have the Wuhan. Okay, fun. Yeah, we'll play around with this. Definitely some different mod changes. So we're probably gonna hold off on this until we get the 20% discount reform. Really do want to upgrade that. This is one turn. We can queue another building before that. Yeah, we just need the generals to come back. Didn't expect looters. I mean, if they don't move up, we're gonna move down and attack them next turn. Yeah. Let's save ourselves some time. We could try to duel him. We don't have a good weapon, but if we duel him, we can try to get some extra experience. Level up a bit faster. Only problem is I kind of want to level up our Vanguard, but I'm not sure he can beat him in a duel. And he's better off just, you know, Flame of Phoenix attack the enemy units. We get towers? Alright. I will take the duel. I will go kill the units. I will chill. Yep, we can get the duel, which is good. Extra experience for us. I don't have any active abilities for that to do anything. Can we stop charging? Slam. Routed that guy. No, don't slam there. Alright, now we get all the kills so that he can level up from the kills. Slow grind. Just basically our evasion will trump his damage. Yeah, it'd be a lot of trees. Three Kingdom map is a direct representation of the campaign map. Not the case in all Total War games. For example, Warhammer has basically preset map with really bad trees. We catch them before they run away, get a few more kills on him. Okay, we'll take that. And then we're back to seeing you execute him, potentially. I assume you win. Just check it out. Cinematic mode. I'm glad he's using the game's, you know, Jian sword instead of the one in his artwork, because the one in his artwork basically is ceremonial only. Definitely can't use that in fight. finish him. No way we lose this, right? It's going way too long. I mean, I know champions have a lot of health. Alright, we're fine. Yeah, that was us. Alright, we appreciate the experience. I'm just gonna recall him in the Iron Mine. Gongsun 战 fighting Liu Yu. Picked up some more experience. Militant. Seems like a generic. Yep. We got a decent amount of experience for that. He still needs a bit of work. We can have him lead. They found a replacement general. Okay, so maybe we can have him duel him. Also difficult. Oh, he has an item. I'm just gonna delegate this. He can't win the duel, I think. So we're gonna just finish them off here. Got the capture. Shaman helps. We're gonna execute for the item. Alright, he got the level up. Very, very good. The extra 5% replenishment will help that first army mustering. So we're just gonna recall all of them and then just send them back north at full health and then get the army out later. In the meantime, we'll use the money on buildings. Oh, they changed the income on the sub buildings too. They make 100 jumps. Upkeep faction-wide discount for range units. A composite wood maker camp. Makes sense. Makes sense. 400 peasantry income. Peasantry income feels so buffed. Okay, we'll take that upgrade then. That's a very efficient upgrade then. Alright, she's leveled up from doing assignment. You'll probably continue to do assignment your entire career. I've got 2 items. You earned this. There we go. Great capture. And here, we're going to let you hold this. Yeah, as for the weapon, I don't know if you can see it here, but his artwork, the key thing, I mean, there's a jade hanging off of it. Super nice looking sheath. The main thing is the handle here, right? Where you're holding it. There's the pommel. It's just a little hole where you drop the jade. It's the same width. Like your hand's just gonna slip when you swing. It needs to be like wider over here. Like you put a ring pommel at the end. You put like just a circular one on the jian, which we saw earlier in the battle. It's hard to see, but basic design doesn't make any sense. All right, so we'll play save enough to create an army next turn. And then off we go to conquer our first territory once the replenishment hits. We get 5% boost from flexibility, 3% from the armor on the strategist. Should be about 3 turns, I'm guessing. Coalition of the Great Plains. We're not exactly living in the plains. I don't know if you checked your geography. Nope, we don't want to deal with them. We're gonna go east. Okay, not bad. Something for me to read. I'm surprised he doesn't like him, but like doesn't mind him, given that he got taken hostage. Xiaolong got wiped? Yeah, Liu Yan. Historical. Oh, Renqi. Interesting background. Feels like this we can send it to another faction, so the spying hurts them. It's like the Mi Heng of the game. Pass him to someone who you hate. Alright, so that times out. We should have canceled it, but we're gonna move her to here to level this up as well. In the meantime, let's see what we can do. So he's 46 points, 48 points. Lack of purpose as 6, lack of purpose as 6, so they should drop. Wait, why are they were on the field the whole time, right? He's building up lack of purpose as well. Who's gonna get the title? I guess we'll put it on him. I don't think we can afford any cavalries right now. We'll use the generals as the cavalry. He has no night battle, pretty far from flaming shot as well. Oh, really far from night battle. But we'll go with our standard 2 trebuchets and maybe just crossbows for now. Let's get our infantry flushed out. We're going to go with these, the saber infantry, the veteran saber infantry. Probably do 4. Okay, maybe we can afford 2 lancers. And they are 4 turns. A little long, only 25%. Wait, why is this not kicking in? Oh, only his retinue gets 3 turns. We'll move after 3. Alright, we have no money. We need to conquer some land to get some money now. We spend it all on our first army. We'll still try to save up for the upgrade. So large town, the importance there is that once it's upgraded, we can build higher tier tax buildings. And we're already seeing how skewed the peasantry income is. We're attacking you next turn. Just so you know. Sun Jian dies. Drunken. Not a must-have. It's nice to collect. We don't have the money this turn. We could save up for him next turn, I guess. This is going to take a while to save up. Maybe post-battle loot's what we're going to do. Yep, not much we can do. We paid for the army. We're going to just live with it. I think we grab Chenggung, I guess. And then delay the building. Alright, Dongzhuo dies soon. Deltron event triggered. Ooh, Zhang Ji. Right, worked with Dongzhuo, left. Interesting. His wife, Lady Zhou, is the reason why, you know, Cao Cao's son and Dian Wei died. eventual widow wife when he dies. He dies fighting Liu Biao. And then his nephew Zhang takes over, and then Liu Biao takes him in. Speaking of Liu Biao, Cai Yang. I think Cao Cao's officer eventually. Wait, who's the faction before that with the swim flag? Oh, his own faction. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What is going on? Are you a faction leader? Do you have faction leader items? No. I think we grab Chen Gong here. We would need more strategists. Alright. I still don't think trade is the way for us. I think we just take this route. It's going to be our path forward. Take a few turns to save up for that. That's fine. One more turn, we're moving the army. Yeah, quite a few playable factions, or quite a few factions right now. Thanks to the mod, of course. Wait. They said 4 turns, they lied. Surprise. Alright, no one home. They moved the army back. We will fight this though to reduce the casualty because we don't want... Because we know they have a stack. Right, this is the sword. Look at the side. Same width. His hand's gonna slip off the end. This is just a for show weapon. And we'll look at the jian that he uses in game, which is a pretty accurate representation of how jians are made during this period in China. I mean, they are swords like that. They're just ceremonial. Like if we look at his actual sword right now, the model. Oh, if it doesn't disappear at the back, see that? That holds your hand in. Alright, where are we gonna move our siege weapons? Wow, so many towers on this side. Let's go on this side. These are level 1 trebuchets. They're not gonna be very accurate. We might have to tank through some of the tower damage later. Don't want to forget about you. Yeah, I could spread out some of the units to let their archers go on other pieces of the wall, but I think with Flame the Phoenix General, I don't mind them all being here. They're hitting 50%. That's like 5 shots. I think 10 shots to kill this building, 4 shots to kill these. Let's see if we can actually get it. We'll hit 1. Right, 8 volleys in 8 shots in a volley. We have decent ammo. Just 2 more hits. That wall's gonna go down before that. Alright, 1 more hit, and then maybe we can get this. I don't care about killing the unit on the wall with the wall collapse. We are not gonna get this, are we? Yep. 50. Doesn't matter if it's 50%. It's not 100. We'll just enter the hard way with our general. We'll zigzag a little. Please slam, so I can get you out of there. We'll be right here. They will not charge us. Or they shouldn't. We'll be right here. They'll not charge outside. Will you guys? Oh, cavalry came out. We can hide here from that tower. They can't shoot us if we're here. Do we want to just march our units up? Not really. I like to keep them healthy here. Replenishment is not fun. We have like 15% replenishment. They weren't braced, they're moving. Oh, I can force them to follow me actually. Alright, once I go here, they'll all go back in. But the concentration of towers, my gosh. There's like little corners where we can fight. What do we do? Slow units. I can give them a range block chance when they get close. Can you guys swarm me? No, don't use that, don't use that. Alright, let's just take the slam here. Problem is the return of the cavalry units. Oh, they're getting shot at. Hold on. I was supposed to boost you guys. I'm coming. I did not forget about you guys. I could actually move him in for the inspiring surge. Get the cooldown down as well. Are we close? Almost all of you guys. There we go. Yeah, we're forcing them to pull back because we're harassing their capture point. See, that's braced. But not the right direction that we're gonna charge. Ooh, that damage was so good. Can we just slam? Listen to me, just slam after. Yeah, just slam right after. Alright, we're in. Hold on. Get on the walls, kill them. We'll fight them here, away from the towers first. Yeah, plenty to kill the archers. Ooh, firing backwards. You guys got moves. I can't actually protect them from backwards. The range block chance is only from the front. Yeah, get them together for the... Just move forward. Yeah, get them together for the cooldown reduction. Yeah, there we go. Occupy them. Kill them. It's mostly spear unit inside. I don't think we send our cavalry, actually. Brace real quick. Looks like the cavalry's incoming. Let me see if I can halt their charge. That was a waste. They're not charging us, we charge them then. How are we doing killing the archers? Kill this group. Kill this group. For no reason. See, he's in such a good place to slam, but he doesn't have a slam. Alright, switch targets. Just gotta overpower this guy, and then we win. There's a chance he could army loss, actually. If we killed the archers, he's the only unit left, right? I think he's gonna army loss. We don't have to approach these towers. Kill that guy. Should be just bloody murder of archers up here. Yeah, they barely lost any units. Some are probably just from the approach. Oh, as I was saying, that's archer, right? Stop them and army lost. There we go. Got the win. Yeah, the little bit of casualty, they'll heal back during the end turn. Oh, that guy killed 130. These units are great. I mean, melee infantry against spears is not really a fair fight. Against archers, probably that one. That's the one who fought 2 groups of archers, I think. Alright, we will have negative food, I'm pretty sure. So I'm actually gonna just loot and occupy. Drop it by a tier. Because we have no food income whatsoever. We can't take a level 4. Repair costs acceptable. And then we quickly get this in with the money that we just made. Pull her out, put her here, develop this. And then we go hunt them down afterwards. Ah, sub-building. What do we want here? Probably just income. Feels like we're just not gonna have good public water anyways. Yeah, we'll probably take Trading Den. And that's it. They have a school building, which is interesting. You know, we call them barbarians, but they have a school building, which also has culture income. So we'll take over, teach them the way of the Confucius. Droid is dead. A thief from Zhang Yan. I don't trust her, and also opposite side of the skill tree. Yeah, movement through the forest, not so bad. Wait, do they have more land? They might have more land. Or where's the army? Alright, we're gonna assign her here and start building next turn. It's so marginal. I don't think we built this for, like, the upkeep per turn. It's gonna hurt us. There's only 105 base. Oh, actually, there's 200 here. 5%. Local county. So it's only here. So it's only worth 10? Yeah, we're not doing that. Doesn't pay the upkeep right now. We'll save the money. We barely have any cash. This has 45 culture income. I guess we can keep it for the reform as well. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big income. Once we get food, we need some sort of food. It's going to be difficult. Probably just going to have to force them to build their own land development. Really want a feather fan, huh? Alright, Killjoy is dead. Bijua takes over. Yeah, let's go finish off the Goggle Leaf actions. Oh, that's the stack. They came to attack us. Now you're gonna be stranded. Gongsun Zhu. Yobel's faction. Could be a daughter. I mean, Gongsun Zhu had daughter historically was married to the Fuyu Kingdom. I wonder if historically we'll get our kid spawned, or do I have to marry him? Because Gongsun Yuan needs to be, I guess, maybe 190 mods thinking too far ahead. I can't really tell movement. Okay, we can reach them. I want to see the map. Okay, lots of trees. Makes sense. Double strategist. Okay.
我们如燎原之火，毁天灭地，势不可挡。我将以大义之潮淹没敌人。这便是敌军的核心部队了。义军。
All right, we have the high ground. They don't have cavalry. We don't have fire. Poor hunters. She doesn't want to duel? Okay. We're gonna go harass and see if we can just win this here. They don't have Stifling Deluge, so I should be able to go in and do whatever ability I want. She took a trebuchet hit. So did she. Yeah, the tree blocked a shot there. Alright, 9 ammo left. You guys shoot by yourself. We're gonna go in and start doing our damage. We're actually gonna rotate over and then force this group this way, so that they get into the opening, so we can use our trebuchet a little bit more. I feel like we can hold the shots until they get out of this. There we go. Crossbow welcomes you. Hello. Yeah, crossbow welcomes you. We have decent shield. Oh, we can actually hit them? I thought it was so delayed. Oh, they couldn't hit them. There we go. You hit that one, you hit that one. They have fire arrows. Impressive. What's the range on this to be able to hit this far? This actually would be pretty devastating. We're almost there. Oh god. Yeah, you guys get to fight elite infantry. They should be out of spear in the forest. Actually, just help the front line here. Found this guy.
准备开战，赶快，赶快，挺住，加速前进，诛灭敌军。在，上，做好准备，鼓起勇气。
Yeah, I'm gonna assume there's no more spear here.
哈，敌军士兵正在溃逃，射击敌军，准备就绪。
Wait, the army lost. She's unbreakable. Okay. But the unit's army lost already. I'll try to kill the unbreakable general here. I mean, how much damage are 2 strategists gonna do? Okay, hold on. Let me move out. I feel like we're gonna end up friendly firing. Cavalry go over here. I hunt her down. Make sure no one touches our crossbows. We kill her. Ouch. Pretty sure once she dies, they rout.
时机已至，快快快，进攻！杀呀！
There we go.
速速前进！
All right.
快跑！
Yeah, that one charge, 7 kills. Killed 1 of our melee infantry, 6 of our crossbow. Actually, no, probably all 7 crossbows. Maybe an archer got a crossbow, who knows, but 7 kills on that charge. Best performing unit on their side.
摆设宴席，欢呼庆祝吧！快滚回去吧！快点！
Can we march? Yeah, we're now in the forest. Barely any income. Income actually doubles. It's kind of hilarious. We need a land development, or else we can't upgrade anything. I'm gonna demolish this first. There's better options here, basically. We'll probably go negative income next turn. Ooh, our heir leveled up. Give an extra assignment first, and then he's gonna be doing that assignment. No, here, because of this. And then he will level up from it. And then we'll get, you know, redeployment discount so that we can get the other armies out and help us fight the rebels that will surely spawn very soon. My trade! Oh. Wait, Goku Lee, right? They beat us to it. Okay, I mean, timing-wise, time to go this way, I guess. We don't have to march. But we can get the last bit of replenishment here. We lost a trade deal, which is why we're negative income. Ooh, please. I can make this work. We have a fan. People adore this thing. Honestly, we really want to buy the port. But if we buy the port, we lose the trade, I'm pretty sure. It's food. Oh, we can take this port. Yes, okay. We can trade from this port. I can't... They expanded and then declare war on us? Yeah, that's fair, I guess. So I think we really need land development just to get some food. Not the most efficient income building. Like, we should be taxing everywhere, to be honest. But there's no food here either, so gotta get some food. One way or another. Alright, we'll resume our western campaign after we wipe out the Wuhan tribes. Yeah, we just met you, but it's not gonna be friendly. Alrighty, so spring 193, we had a decent start, got cut short the expansion, but we'll be back. We'll wipe out our Wuhan problem first. After we get the port, maybe we can start expanding trade, so maybe we can think about picking up some trade ones. But I think early on, looking at the changes to income, tax building is going to be our go-to building first, and we'll have a group of generals who needs to be on the field anyways to take care of the rebels and also to take care of their satisfaction. It's going to be expensive to get them on the field. I don't think we can afford that right now. But after we take some more land, we should be okay. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you all next time. Bye!